friends, and thanks for joining me again. So I compiled a list of different things, and this is by no means an exhaustive list, but this is just sort of some suggestions on things that people can do. Some of them are work from home, some of them are kind of more like, hobby jobs. Some of them can be legit second jobs that can really bring in a lot of money. And some people have even started some of these, made it into a business, and then were able to quit their full-time job to do something else that they like better. So some of these definitely have some real potential here. So the first one was suggested to me a long time ago when I first had my kids, and it was to be a kid chauffeur. This is something a lot of people apparently need. When their kids get out of school, they aren't off of work yet. They need someone to just pick them up from school, take them home, or to their after-school activity, even like watching them, which again is number two, to babysit them for a short time until their parents get off. So there is a real market for this. So if you have kids in school, I would highly recommend, posting it out there. If you have the time, and a little extra space in your vehicle, that you could pick someone up and, watch them for a little while after school, very short, amount of time, and yet can actually make some real money. Crafts, another really popular work from home job. A lot of people make crafts and sell them on Etsy. Homesteading, I did a whole video on the different ways that you can make money homesteading. One of the ways that we do that is by selling our eggs. Tech support or different call centers. Again, this can also be a work from home job. My brother had a neighbor. I would go outside, and be talking to my brother, and his neighbor would be outside, and you could actually hear him on the phone and be like, oh no, this is, the pricing, this no gimmicks, You could tell he was making his little sales calls, and so the calls would actually get fielded to his house, and then he would make those, kind of sales calls. Again, a work from home job, and so he would stay home with his kid and work from home and made, a living good enough to, survive on it. A virtual assistant, this is becoming more and more popular because more and more money is being made online, and a lot of people need someone who can help them out with some of the extra things. Maybe someone who can, manage marketing resources, or someone who can answer emails, or someone who can, post things on the social media websites and different things like that. There are a lot of things that these virtual assistants do, and again, this is a great work from home job. A web designer, of course, this takes some skill, but there's a lot of money in this. So if you have the ability to design, websites and things like that, you could easily do this on the side. Video or podcast editor, again, another easy work from home job that, you could do in a lot of your spare time. Facebook administrator. I did not realize that the Facebook admins were paid for some of the work that they do, but they are. So this is another one of those where maybe some people are hanging out on Facebook for a lot of the time anyway. Why not hang out on Facebook and get paid for it? So yeah, Facebook administrator. Fiverr is a new website, actually not really all that new, but new to me, a website where you can post stuff that you do online, essentially for sale. And so you can offer $5 for this or $10 for that. They have different categories, but it's basically a website where you can offer up your services, in exchange for some money. And I've heard some people making a fair amount of money doing it. Just doing more of the thing that you already do, just on the side. A lot of people who are maybe professional mechanics will pick up an extra job on the weekend, or a professional builder, pick up an extra, job building a cabana on the weekend, etc., or in the evenings, those sorts of things. Just putting your skills to work in your off time, which I'm sure a lot of people would probably not want to do, but if you need the extra income, definitely utilize the skills that you already have. Mystery shopper, there is a fair amount of money to be made mystery shopping. I myself have never done this, so I can't contest to it, but I do know of some people who have made some pretty substantial income doing this. So a mystery shopper might be something, if you have some extra time, you could look into. Photographer, if you have some photography skills, why not, go ahead and put some out there. A lot of people will pay for photos once they're already online, just so they can use them on their websites or just different things like that. And so yeah, photography can be a fairly, good one. Plasma, sperm, and egg donation. This one's a little weird to me, or at least the latter ones, but yes, if you donate blood or other things like that, you can make a fair amount of money doing this. I have had a couple of, the tenants that I work with have this as a regular thing that they do to make some extra money. So I feel like if this is something that you would be willing to do, you can help some people out. People who are having, fertility issues really are looking for things like, sperm donation, egg donation, things like that. And so to make their life, and their dreams come true is fabulous. And donating plasma and blood can, really save someone's life. So While this may be a little bit strange, this one can not only make you some money, but it can really help benefit some other people as well. The next one is a little bit weird, but I actually saw an ad for this recently, and it was to be a surrogate mom. So if you like being pregnant anyway, and you have the mental ability to know that your pregnancy is for someone else and not for a baby that's for yourself, this can actually be incredibly lucrative. The ad that I saw was offering $50,000 in compensation for the one pregnancy. That is like a full-time job for a whole year, and you're only pregnant for the 9 months. Although it would probably take a little while to bounce back from it, you know, and to lose the weight, etc. But yes, if you have the ability to do this, I mean, again, this could help make someone's dream of, you know, being a parent come true. And so while I think this would be an incredibly hard job, I also think that as a side job, this would also be a very beautiful thing to do for someone in need. The next one is so common for the people who follow Dave Ramsey, and this is basically the side job he tells everyone to do who's in debt and needs some extra money. Deliver pizzas! Pizza delivery is obviously done mostly in the evening, and so this is a common job for people who have a 9-to-5 job to kind of do. Just deliver some pizzas during the dinner rush, and you can make some decent tips doing it. So hey, if you have the time and a good vehicle, why not? A dog walker slash pet sitter. I knew a lady a while back that did this sort of work. She would pick up pet waste and just take care of, you know, animals while they were, the owners were on vacation, stuff like that. Or even if they weren't, she can go to your house and just walk your dog while you're not home to keep your dog, you know, from being cooped up for too long, etc. And so if you like pets, this might be a great, you know, side job. And again, this actually turned into a business for her, so where she has this as her, you know, essentially full-time job now. So yeah, this was a great one. Tutoring kids. I have another friend who does this as well. She has a teaching degree, but she mainly stays home and watches her kids, but when she does have time, she does tutor some kids, and so she can make some decent money doing that and put her teaching degree to work while she's a stay-at-home mom for now. So yeah, help some kids out, tutor some kids. Along the lines of the driving, Uber and Amazon also hires for drivers a lot. Amazon actually hires for drivers for their same-day delivery service. So if you have, you know, a fulfillment center in your city, one of your large, you know, this typically is in one of the larger cities, but yeah, you can drive for Amazon and again, Uber. So there are other ones too that are similar to these taxi type services that you can also drive for. I actually saw a bunch of people listing on New Year's Eve. People were listing that they would take you anywhere you wanted to go within a certain mileage or whatever for $30, you know. And so this was a double good thing, because not only were they having a hot side hustle where they were making some extra money, but they were also keeping some people who may have otherwise, you know, considered drinking and driving. And so keeping the roads safe, you know, that's a great thing to do. So yeah, offer up, you know, your taxi services, even if you don't work for one of the major companies who does this sort of thing. Odd jobs on Craigslist. This is not something that I have actually done. However, I have hired for many times in my life odd jobs on Craigslist. I usually hire for like hauling or, you know, hard labor stuff, you know, shoveling rock, stuff like that that I wouldn't really want to do myself. But yeah, a lot of people were really excited about this, and so yeah, if you have some different skills, Craigslist has a lot of different little like odd jobs that they have listed there. Craigslist doesn't, but there's a lot of different, you know, sections where you can get hired for different things. So yeah, if you have some different skills, definitely check that out. Or if you just want some extra money, you know, definitely hop on there and see what they have available. Buy items to sell online. You can buy a lot of different items from thrift stores. I actually knew a guy who, for a while, I knew a guy, again, I knew these people who do all these jobs, but I actually did know a guy who actually had this to where he said he made more doing this than he did in the full-time job that he had working with me. He was an old coworker of mine. He used to scroll on Craigslist, find stuff that he knew would sell well, and then resell it on eBay. And again, he made a really good living doing this. So yeah, this is definitely something that, you know, can turn into a business. And some people even will buy like multiple things on clearance and then resell them on Amazon. You don't even have to do the work that way. You just submit your items to Amazon, and then when people, you know, buy the item, Amazon ships it out automatically, and then you make the money from it. So yeah, again, this one can even turn into a business. Old school one of mowing lawns. A lot of, you know, younger kids do this one, but you don't even have to be older or younger to do it. You can do it at any point, you know, just be like, hey neighbor, you want your lawn mowed or whatever. Make some extra money doing yard work, you know, and this can be another thing where you're offering a service to people who may not otherwise be able to do this. So if they are, you know, unable to and you want to do it for them, why not, you know, take it on as a little side job. Filling out surveys, again, this isn't one that I have done myself, but I have known some people who have done some surveys, and some of them are gimmicks, I'm not gonna lie. They promise something and then you never end up, you know, getting the thing that they promised. So you have to be careful on this one for sure. And some of them take a really long time, so just be careful on which ones that you choose. But I have known some people who made some fairly decent money making surveys. Or filling out surveys. There was one woman I knew a long time ago who said that she would do them and they would take her about 30 minutes and she made about $10 each. So, you know, $20 an hour filling out surveys isn't, you know, anything to laugh at. So, hey, why not? Fill out some surveys. I guess my point is anything that you like to do or are good at, and even if you're in a situation where you think you can't get a job, there are lots of different things that we can do to help make some extra money. Whether it be when we just have a need or if we actually want to make it turn into an extra stream of income that we have coming in regularly. Again, though, be careful on all of these because some of them can definitely be scams and that you can get taken advantage of. So just be careful, make sure, you know, you're watching out for yourself, and your safety is obviously really important. So obviously be careful on that front as well. So use your common sense and make some extra money. So really quick, I didn't make this video to make anyone feel bad and definitely not to pressure anyone into being unhappy with the amount of money they're making. I just wanted to give this as, you know, some different examples of some ways that you could make some extra money if that's something that you're interested in doing. So thanks for watching. I'm Frugal Green Girl and we'll see you next time.